Mic check, mic check. I'm here. Sorry about that early morning yesterday with the volume issue, but we're back. And today we're going to talk about Bama players, according to Mel Kiper, in the first round of the draft, including Jalen Milroe, where he might end up. And Nick Saban made some comments that I thought were worth remarking on, including his regret, biggest regret in his career. I think it could, if you haven't heard about this yet, surprise some of you guys. Let's get this thing started. Roll Tide. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. And again, appreciate all of you guys. Roll Tide, like, subscribe, thumbs up. Tell you that every day, but appreciate you so much for being here and hanging out. And I'm going to tell you, we got some hats on the order right now. We'll be giving those away for comments in the comment section. For those of you that comment a lot, they're going to be prizes, but they're going to be pretty sweet hats. So just get ready for that. All right, let's talk about Mel Kiper. Now, I love Mel Kiper. I'm going to tell you guys that. We share the same favorite NFL team, the Ravens, and I've always liked them. And I've never liked the Colts. So when he called the Colts out years ago, I've liked the guy ever since. Okay. With that said, Mel Kiper for years has been doing the draft board, and Bama has some players that we think are going to be drafted. Now, this isn't going to be one of those years where you're talking about guys in the first few picks. I don't think. The Bryce Young, Will Anderson Jr. type years. But there are some guys that are going to be going in the first round. So according to Mel Kiper, I don't think anybody's going to be shocked by this guy being picked, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going earlier in the draft. But Mel Kiper says first guy off the board that played at Alabama is Tyler Booker, 16 to the Arizona Cardinals. This guy has NFL star written all over him, shows up to work each day, brings his lunch pail, gets things done, been a leader on the team. The offensive line hasn't been great, but he has. And I think that whoever gets him is going to get a really excellent player in the NFL. And he's one of those guys who could have netted a bunch of money in the transfer portal through some of these NIL deals, but he decided to stay at Alabama. You remember he showed that picture of him as a kid with Nick Saban. He said, I've always wanted to play at Alabama. And I know he's from up north, but he loves Alabama, flows through his veins. We love him, and he's going to be a great player. So Mel Kiper says he's going to be, and we thought this the whole year, the first guy off the board to the Cardinals at number 16. Not to wait around long. Mel Kiper says watch for Jiheed Campbell to go 17 overall to the Cincinnati Bengals. And you're talking about a tackling machine. You couldn't watch Alabama and not see this guy flying around. It's like there was 2 or 3 of him on the field. He was durable, tough, smart, athletic, and he was just an excellent linebacker, and Cincinnati needs an excellent linebacker. So those 2 guys, Booker and Campbell, unless they just had terrible combines, we're expecting those to be the first 2 guys to go off the board for Alabama. Now, the third guy this is such a wild card for me. Kiper says Jalen Milroe could possibly, not saying he is, but he could possibly go as early as the 26th overall pick to the LA Rams, right? So you got the Rams with Matthew Stafford, who's late in his career, still has that gunslinger ability, but he's getting up there in years. You just don't know how much longer he's going to play. And Milroe could slot in this spot, but there's no one in this draft, in my mind, that is a bigger wild card than Milroe. And the reason why is Anthony Richardson of Florida getting drafted 4th overall to the Colts a few drafts ago. Milroe's much better than him. And so to me, if you're looking at the draft and this guy goes through the combines and everything, and they see how athletic he is, he's got just a beautiful deep ball. A team may say, you know what, we let's take a chance on this guy and he may go earlier. Plus, quarterback is the most coveted position in the NFL draft, and everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. And could Milroe be a guy that embodies Patrick Mahomes? I think there's a lot of you that are going to say, I could see it. And there's going to be a lot of you guys that are going to say no. But those are the three that Mel Kiper kind of talked about on the, what the draft that had to do with Alabama in the first day, right? So we'll see. But Milroe could surprise everybody and go really high, or he could be a guy that's in the second or third round. So we'll find out. And it's going to be really interesting to see that. Now we got the pro football playoffs rolling on. And I'll tell you what, there's some really good games this weekend. I asked you guys, seems like the majority are pulling for Landon Dickerson and the Eagles. Oh, yeah, Jalen Hurts on that team. Bama players, though, all over the place. So I get that. Commanders have some, too. You got the Chiefs and the Bills in the other games. So we'll talk about that. But we appreciate the great people at DraftKings for being part of what we do here. We've got just a few games left this season with 8 teams battling it out to make the conference championships. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this offer slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our promo code Bama Tailgate. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code Bama Tailgate, bet just $5 on any wager, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code Bama Tailgate only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And finally, guys, let's talk a little bit about Nick Saban in his interview, where he actually answered some questions candidly. You know that the guy's never been one for the questions outside of the things that he wanted to do and accomplish. I always appreciated him for that. But the question was, they asked him 2 questions that I thought were really interesting in a candid interview. And the first one was, what was your biggest mistake or regret? And he said leaving LSU. He talked about how Jimmy Sexton asked him if he wanted to be Vince Lombardi or Bear Bryant. He said Bear Bryant, but still went to Miami. 2 years later, he came to Alabama. Jake Coker and I talked about that on Cover Crimson. You guys can check out our show from yesterday. And he said, thank God. I say thank God. I mean, think about life had Nick Saban not left LSU. It would have been LSU with a bunch of championships. I don't know that he would have had the sustained success that he had at LSU, but he would have definitely won more championships. And I'm telling you this because Alabama's a special place. Like, it wasn't just him and his ability. It was our legacy, our facilities, our money. You know, there's been years where LSU, they talk about they don't have enough money for their football program and all that. We've always funded everything that the guy ever wanted. And so you got to give that as part of it. The other thing that was interesting is that they asked him his favorite players. Coker and I have talked about this. We always figured it'd be Minkah Fitzpatrick because he coached them. He said it was the guys that were in trouble all the time, though. Some of them. Now, I don't think that has to do with some of the names that he put up, but he kind of at the end, he's like, those guys that were in trouble, they'd be in my office all the time, right? But he mentioned Julio Jones, I think the best wide receiver that we had at Alabama, generational talent, and a difference maker. What an excellent player he was, just a beast. He talked about Derrick Henry, and look, Derrick Henry's still going strong. Heisman Trophy winner. Coker will tell you, best player he's ever played with. I think anybody would say that. The guy's still amazing. Work ethic, the discipline that he has. Love Derrick Henry. Looks great in purple. He talked about Reuben Foster and, and some other players too. But I just thought it was really telling that he said it was the guys in trouble, because when we have Ryan Anderson in here, Ryan talks about how he got sent back from Miami for getting in trouble on a Greyhound bus. And, in this day and age, you might have transferred. And those days you didn't. It turned out to be one of the best things that he ever did. And him and Saban got to know each other, and Saban had his back. Just really incredible. Saban's a special guy, and we love him. And, it's always fun to see him on game day. But thank God he didn't stay at LSU. It's great for us. All right. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. I want to remind you, too, that we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Right now, I know it's cold and icy where I live after the blizzard down here in L.A., the L.A. blizzard. This was the all-time most snow that we've ever had down here on the coast, by the way. So made it through that, and I think I might have the flu. So it's been a turbulent couple of days down here. But for you guys, I'm here. And then I put a video out that didn't have any sound because there was a glitch in the editing. So great. Nothing like waking up to that when you're just trying to get some hot tea. But we got to do this every day. We got to get together. With all that said, now's the time to start thinking about Pearl River Resort. Check out the concert series. A lot of great acts at the Silver Star Convention Center. Table games and slots if you want to get away. It's in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's the home of Marty Stewart, and an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa. And it's an easy hour and a half just because, you're not running into a bunch of traffic. But 2 and change from Birmingham. But it's like Vegas with the sports book at the Timeout Sports Lounge. And the Dancing Rabbit Golf Course is fantastic. It's they've got the Azaleas and the Oaks, 2 amazing courses. Philip M. Steakhouse is awesome. I can tell you got to go for yourself. My man Wes went. He'll give you a thumbs up on that too. Timmons was there. So you guys get ready. We'll give out more tickets to events coming up, but we appreciate them. And then let me throw this back up here, because this is why I'm glad that Nick Saban stayed. I remember sitting in the lobby after we beat these guys, and Les Miles and his entourage came in, and Alabama had beaten LSU in the game of the century part 2. And this is Restoring the Order by Daniel Moore. I had to have that. Sat 50-yard lines in the dome with my friends and had a great time. One of the best times I ever had at a football game. But you guys, you have your own experiences. Daniel Moore paints these prints. There's nothing like them. NewLifeArt.com. Use our promo code Bama Tailgate and get 20% off at checkout. So you got to put it in there. Hey, I heard about it on Bama Tailgate. Click that, and then at the end, make sure you put that Bama Tailgate in there, and you'll get 20% off all the classics. Everything but the new releases. So anyway, have a great day, and roll Tide, everybody, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be feeling better by then.
To Pearl River Resort.